moms, good afternoon. I am at my house today because my daughter is homesick. So she woke up this morning with a fever, and so she's in my living room and she's watching Princess and the Frog. And so I'm in my room and I'm gonna do our yoga practice in here today. So, you know, normally I like to do this at my studio, or at least do it out in a different room so you don't see our telly and our vent, and you know, ambiance matters, right? But anyway, we will, I am on here a little bit early so that I can give you guys a couple of announcements. This Saturday is the 4th trimester conference, and I'm not sure if you guys have heard of that or if you plan on going, but it's going to be absolutely amazing. Many vendors, many support systems in place. There will be classes, ongoing classes. There will be free, in fact, so the studio that I'm normally at, the Arizona Doulas Yoga and Education Center, it's right in the parking lot, basically, of the Idea Museum. And the Idea Museum is where the 4th trimester conference is. So the studio, AZDHQ, we get to be what's known as the healing space, I believe is what it's called. And you can sign up. I think almost all of the spaces are filled, but you can sign up for free energetic body work, which is so rad, and it's going to be held at our studio. So long story short, on Saturday, normally I teach prenatal yoga at 10 o'clock on Saturdays at the studio, but this week I'm actually going to be teaching at the 4th trimester conference at the Idea Museum, since the space will be used for the healing circle. So I just wanted to let you mamas know that if any of you are going to be there, yes, it is prenatal flow. However, I'm happy to accommodate postpartum, mommies without babies in tote, not pregnant, all that good stuff. So if you want to see me on Saturday at 10, I will be at the 4th trimester conference. So just a little bit about me. My name is Amber Smith. I am a birth doula and a yoga teacher. And my little small company of one is called my brain. It's like my daughter is sick and I was up at night, and so my brain is like click, 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 click. Moon Mama Yoga and Birth Services. That's me. You can find me right here on Facebook. You can just at Moon Mama Yoga and Birth Services. I also tagged, I believe, myself in this. So anyway, enough chit chat. It is 12:55, so I'm hoping that it's not too early to start, but I say let's just get started, because I'll be honest, me and my girl, we need to go take a nap. We need to take a nap to get this out of us. So today's practice is going to be about detox, right? Kind of appropriate. I know that a lot of families have been going through a lot of sickness, so I think detoxing is great because it kind of flushes our bodies and our organs and our kidneys and our liver, just flushes it all out so that we can drink more water and fortify ourselves for some of the sicknesses that are going around. So I invite you to join me. However, if you are pregnant at all, we're talking 12 weeks, or you barely found out, to if you're past due, no pregnant mommies, I'm so sorry, because we're going to be doing a lot of twists. So twists in yoga are detoxing poses. So the cool thing is, anytime you want to try to detox, especially your digestive system, again, those kidneys, your liver, is you add a little twist in there. And twists, as we know, are a contraindication with prenatal, with pregnant women. So I'm sorry, mamas, pregnant mamas, this flow is not for you. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. Go ahead and find your mat. I've got mine right here. set up on my rug in my bedroom. Probably running into the bed, right? So I always like to start with cat-cows, just because to me it is one of the most beneficial poses. It gets our body, so you think about our pelvis, right? Our pelvis is like this most of the day. We're sitting, we're eating, we're standing, we're driving, and then sometimes we sleep and then it's like this, right? So to come up onto our hands and knees, our pelvis is coming all the way forward, and imagine what that's doing for all of your visceral organs, right? When we are on our hands and knees, everything just gets to kind of be lifted and then kind of pulled in a different way with gravity. I know that sounds kind of weird, but it's so good to move our body. So we want to make sure fingers are nice and spread out so you can see the mat in between your fingers. Your wrists, elbows, and shoulders are in alignment. Your knees are hip width apart, okay? And we're going to start with those cat-cows just to warm us up and to get us going. So we drop the belly, lift the gaze, inhale nice and deep. Good, then we exhale, round that back, tuck in the chin. Tuck in that tailbone as we exhale and squeeze the breath out. We inhale. Good, we exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Good job. Good. Knowing that just a deep inhale and exhale into your belly, that is amazingly detoxifying. Does that make sense? Just breathing deep within the belly, right? Allowing the belly to pop out on that inhale. And then exhale, gently squeezing belly button to spine. It does wonders for the digestive system. So that's part of our detox, as well as just deep belly breathing, okay? So after we're done with a couple of our cat-cows, we're going to come to that neutral spine, right, to our tabletop. And all we're going to do now is we're going to look over our right shoulder. And as we look over our right shoulder, right, so we're looking over, we're going to be trying to bring our right shoulder and our right hip together. So we're squeezing our side body. And by squeezing our side body, we are squeezing our kidneys, okay? So we look over our shoulder, squeezing hip and shoulder together, okay? And now you are welcome to pump it, right? So we can come in and then back out and then in, or little pumps like this, right? Or you can just hold it, okay? Again, continuing with those deep belly breaths. So we are squeezing those kidneys. And my back just popped. Holy moly, that felt good. Good. We gently come back to neutral. And now we're going to do the opposite side, the left side. And if any of you are battling with wrist pain or carpal tunnel, feel free to pop up onto your knuckles. So you can bring your hand like a fist and you can pop up onto those knuckles, okay? You're also welcome to come down to forearms, okay? And it's a little bit different, right? But it can still get the job done, okay? All right, so now going to the left, we look over our left shoulder, squeezing left shoulder and left hip together. And again, finding what works for you. Is it coming out of it and then going back in? Or is it a little pump here? Like a little squeeze, okay? Whatever works for you, okay? Squeezing those kidneys. It's like we're wringing them out. Good, back to neutral. Let's curl those toes under as we take our hips to the right. So we're going to be making these little hip circles. I know we've done this in the past, okay? So this is really good for the digestive system. So in the center, right, we're all nice and in alignment. And then we start with these hip circles, right? Oh, I'm popping like crazy. It shows that I am a little bit clogged up right now with this sickness going around my house. Things just aren't flowing, you know. So we are moving around, really creating movement in the lower half of our body. It's not so much like a big circle like this, right? It's staying stationary and only our hips moving. Good, and then let's go the opposite direction, going towards the left. We always want to make sure we twirl in both directions. Good, again, really good detoxing of the belly. Good, and then we come back to neutral. Let's curl those toes under again as we come up into our down dog. Coming up into our down dog, ooh, we're gonna press down from our heels, right? We can press down one at a time. Good, remembering that the goal is to be melting from our heart center, right? So we're melting as we are bringing our sits bones to the corner of the room. Good, and now to add a twist in this, we're gonna take that right hand and we're gonna bring it all the way underneath. And the goal, I'm gonna turn so you guys can see me. And the goal is to bring this right hand to the outside of our left ankle, okay? So it's providing a little twist here. Okay, again, very detoxing. And so if you can't grab the outside of your left ankle, just reaching your hand down there and stretching as far as you can is good enough, okay? Right, we meet ourselves where we are at, no matter where that is. Again, deep belly breaths this whole practice. Good, coming back up, taking our left hand, bringing our left hand in, and then bringing it on the outside of our right ankle, or just reaching in, okay, like this. Beautiful. I'm gonna move. Good, back into our lovely down dog. Now what we're gonna do is come down to those hands and knees. Let's bring toes together, knees nice and wide, coming into our child's pose. Just taking a breath here, but giving our wrists a rest. So doing some circles here with our wrists, okay? It's not always easy to utilize our wrists like that. So deep breaths, deep within the belly. Wonderful. We'll pop back up because you know we don't have enough time together, do we? We're gonna again curl those toes under, lift up into our down dog. We're gonna look between our hands as we step or jump. There's all this dust on my knees from my cat. We look between our hands, coming to the top of our mat, okay? So we're gonna fold forward here. Hands on shins, we inhale halfway up. Exhale, fold forward. Good, so what we're gonna do here with our, actually let's pop all the way up first. Get that blood rushing down. Hands to heart center. Whew. I'm not really in the screen anymore. Hi. So we're gonna come down. Hands to the heart center, taking a breath here. Okay. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna be bending into our knees. So our feet are closer than hip width. Normally I like your feet a little bit wider, but with this pose, we're gonna bring them in just a little bit, okay? We're gonna come down into a chair pose, but this time we're gonna bring our hands to our heart center, and then we're twisting over to the right. And again, the goal is to get this elbow, your left elbow on the outside of your right knee, okay? So again, it's a really deep twist here. And you might shake and you'll wanna hold your breath, but don't hold your breath, okay? Keep breathing. Knowing that as we breathe deeper in these poses, the more detox, right? The more things get stirred up, the more gets released, okay? Good, we can come back to center. And now if you need a break, you can just come right back up and shake it out. Or you can just go ahead and go to that other side. So hands in the center, we twist over. Oh, one side might be a little more tight than the other. So So taking that right elbow on the outside of the left knee. Deep breaths. Good job, you guys. Good. Coming back to center. We're going to lift all the way up. Reach up nice and high. We exhale down. Inhale halfway up. Look out. Nice straight spine. Really pushing those sits bones behind you. Exhale, fold forward. Bringing hands down. Gotta come closer to you. Bringing hands down. We're gonna jump right back into our plank. Okay. Hug those elbows in. We lower down, chaturanga. I'm sorry, lower down, then pop up, chaturanga. Good. And again, you can twist here. Okay. So just kind of moving those shoulders. Good. Back down. Curl those toes under. We lift up. Down dog. Good. Look between your hands and step or jump. Good. Into that forward fold. So what we're going to do now, my friends, is we're going to bring our feet a little bit wider as we come down to a squat. Okay. Excuse me. So squats, there's a couple different ways, different variations, but the one that I would like to focus on is the one where your heels are down. So if it's hard for you to have your heels down, I totally understand, right? This seems a bit more comfortable, especially if we have really tight hips and all that. So a couple of things. You can roll the back of your mat. So rolling the back of your mat and bringing that underneath your heels gives you just a little bit of support so that you can try to kind of balance and have your feet flat. If your mat isn't thick enough, feel free to bring a pillow or a blanket. Anything that you can put underneath your heels to help with that, okay? So finding your squat that works for you. We're going to bring elbows on the inside, palms together. Deep breath here, deep within the belly. And let's exhale through the mouth. Good again. One more time. Why does that feel so good to just breathe deep and then it all out? I don't know why. So then from here, we're going to be bringing this arm straight, okay? And what we want to do is just kind of twist into this. So you can bring this hand here and kind of pull this hip away, okay? You can leave your hand just right here on the ground or right just up in the air. I don't know. But just twisting into this pose. So again, it's like what we were doing when we were kneeling on hands and knees where we were squeezing our kidneys. It's that same motion, okay? Just a little more of a hip opener with this one. Deep breaths. Good. And then coming over to the other side, bringing that right hand down. Kind of squeezing that kidney. Twisting into this. Now what we're going to do is bring both hands in the middle. Now, if it's hard to come all the way down, right, and get into like this little ball, that's fine, right? You do your practice. So if you're up a little higher, that's fine, because with your body, this is enough for your digestive system and your visceral organs to get all squeezed, right? If you can, come a little bit lower, and we're just going to kind of melt into this, right? We're just sort of flowing all the way down. And we just want to allow gravity to do its thing here. So we're melting into this little ball here. right? Kind of squeezing our organs all together, okay?
Allowing the head to hang. Deep belly breaths. Beautiful.
That one's kind of silly, huh? But I don't know why it's so yummy. We're going to bring our hands behind, okay, as we come to seated. Beautiful. Let's bring those legs out. Oh, wonderful. We do those ankle circles that are just so delicious, going in both directions. We point and wiggle and jet out. Point and wiggle and jet out. Okay. So from here, making sure those sits bones are lifted. Our toes are up. Good grief, I hope my feet aren't dirty, okay? Toes are up, kneecaps are up. Nice straight spine, and then we exhale and just walk those hands forward. You'll take that left hand, you're going to bring it on the outside of your right foot or ankle or leg, right? Depending on how far you're going, okay? And then this right hand comes behind. So again, it's just that twist. And you can use your leg or your foot to help kind of bring you down and twist you a little bit more. Center, switching sides. Inhaling and then exhaling as you twist. Very beneficial. You can unwind, coming back to that forward fold. See if you can come just a teeny bit deeper. Taking a deep breath, we exhale through the mouth as we gently walk those hands back up and in. Good, we're going to take this right foot. As we bend it, we want to bring the sole of our right foot into the inside of our left knee, okay? We're going to take this leg, we inhale, hug it in. We exhale, twist towards the bent knee. Elbow comes onto the outside of that knee. This hand comes up, okay, as you twist. Releasing the gaze first, and then releasing the arm, and then the leg. We switch sides, bringing that left foot in alignment with the right knee. We give our knee a squeeze as we inhale, and then we exhale, twisting towards that bent knee, and this hand comes up. Releasing the gaze, releasing the arm, and then releasing the leg. Let's bring soles of the feet together, and before I go, we'll do some shoulder circles, because we always need that, right? And and towards me. Good. Coming back to neutral, doing the neck circles that we usually do. Chin comes down to chest. Deep inhale, bringing the two together. Exhale through the mouth. Again, inhale. Exhale through the mouth. Next inhale. Gently inhale, right ear over right shoulder. We exhale, chin back down to chest. We inhale, opposite side, left ear, left shoulder. We exhale, chin back down to chest. Continue for just a couple more rounds. Really letting go and releasing the things that do not serve us. And yogis say that a lot. Let go of that which doesn't serve. And sometimes it's really hard to know what serves and what doesn't. So, rule of thumb for me is that any negative self-talk, I can always let that shit go, right? Any sort of doubt in my abilities as a mother, you can let that shit go. Anything about how we look physically, let that shit go, right? Those are things that never serve us. Then there's other things like chin back down to chest. Good, we lift up. And there's other things like, sometimes having to cancel my yoga class today because my daughter was sick, that sucks. And I don't know if, telling myself, oh, I need to let that go, you know what, it just is what it is, right? Or if we have a list of things to do, right? Like what we talk about a lot when I am on here with you guys is you don't necessarily need to completely let it go because it's not serving you right this second. But you can set it off to the side and go, I will address that intentionally when the right time is, right? When we meet each other on the mat, we do get to just set everything aside. And I think I've said this last time, but it bears repeating that it's not so much what we can let go, because we have to, we do a lot as moms, right? But it's more about letting it be. So we have a list of things to do. You know what? I'm going to let it be while I practice my yoga for this next 20 minutes, right? My daughter is sick and she has a fever, and it's not high, right? It's just that middle ground, and I know her body is doing her thing. And it's hard because right away I'm like, oh, I gotta take her somewhere. I gotta get rid of this fever. And it's like, no, I'm just gonna let it be. I'm gonna watch her. I'm gonna push the fluids. I'm gonna watch her, So if we can let things be, what kind of opening does that bring us? Okay. So before we leave, I would like you guys to place your hands on your belly, okay? And you're welcome. You don't have to be soles of the feet touching anymore. You can cross at the ankles or put one foot in front of the other. But I want you just to feel your belly rise and fall as you inhale and exhale, okay? So we're inhaling deep into our bellies, allowing our bellies to pop out, and then I want you to feel that. And then as you exhale, I want you to really feel your belly button being pushed to your spine. Beautiful. And you can let it go. So knowing that let it go. I just went on a tangent about that. You can let it be. Knowing that, you know, even if we only take 3 to 5 minutes every day to do that deep belly breath, that it helps our circulation, our mood, our metabolism. It detoxes us. It works our kidneys and our bellies and our digestive systems. It just helps all of the things. So even if just, you know, if you can maybe challenge yourself this week, right? Especially with, I don't know about your kids, but my kids are going to be on spring break this next week, and I will probably be doing quite a bit of deep breathing. So maybe, you know, committing to yourself to take 3 to 5 minutes every day this next week and just do that deep breathing. Maybe listen to a song to help, you know, time it. Invite your kids to participate. Give them an incentive. Hey, if you guys can last 2 minutes, then, I don't know, you get a marshmallow. Or we'll get to play this game or whatever. It's wonderful to involve our kids in some of our goals and things like that. So I'm not giving you this challenge as, let's see if you're good enough, or if you don't do it, what the hell is wrong with you? No. It's just, I always want to leave you with something in your tool belt so that you find value in this practice with me. So that, you know, we're not just wasting our time together, but that we are actually investing in our well-being, which is my intention, okay? So make sure, if you can, if your schedule allows, and if you are able to hold a Shavasana for yourself. I think one of these times I'm just going to do a 10-minute Shavasana for you guys. We're going to do like 2 poses and then only Shavasana, so you guys can experience that, because it is just the most delicious and it is so important. So please, if you can, give yourselves that time to do that, okay? I give you all my love, and I hope that this next week, whether you have kids at home or not, whether you have spring break or not, whether you're going somewhere or not, I just want to offer my love and my support, that you might find peace and balance and joy. May the light, love, and peace within me and my family always honor the light, love, and peace within you and yours. Namaste. Thank you all so much. I appreciate you more than you'll ever know. Have a wonderful week. Whoops.